I'm Caitlin Amanda Maltese, soon to be Mrs. Blake Blaney on July 30th, 2011. Blake and I are getting married at Fort MacArthur in San Pedro, California. I met Blake when I was just 13 years old, and here I am at 22 marrying my very best friend. This is our cat Bella. She's a hairless sphinx, and she's more than excited that her mom and daddy are getting married. Hey David, just wanted to take a second and introduce you to my fiance Blake. He's unfortunately not able to be here right now with us because he's on the East Coast for work. Honey, say hi.
Hey, what's going on, David?
Basically, just going to ask Blake his thoughts and his feelings on the wedding and see where his head's at. Honey, what are you most excited for the wedding?
Just for the day to arrive. I wish it was tomorrow.
You wish it was tomorrow. Is that because you want the planning to be over or because you really want it to be tomorrow?
Definitely for the planning to be over and just to see the smile on your face and have a good time.
Oh, I didn't tell him to say that. What's been the most stressful part about the wedding? Or the planning?
Just from my point of view, just seeing you and your mom try to put everything together, really. Just the whole process.
Hey David, we're here at Fort MacArthur, which is an old military base. This is the gazebo where Blake and I plan on getting married July 30th. We can't wait, we're so excited. We're a little nervous about our 9 and 10 bridesmaids going off into the bushes, but other than that, follow me.
I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Blake Blaney.
Woohoo! As you can tell, this is obviously not Blake. He's in Boston for a training. This is Melissa. She's one of my very best friends, one of my bridesmaids. Heels are in the dirt. It's going to be an issue. So we plan on planting the day of because we're not allowed to. But we're going to plant all this. We just want to give you an idea of what it's going to look like to have the 9 girls lined up. So we're going to have the maid of honor right here. Bridesmaid number 7. And that's it. Nope, we have one more. Nope. We have 9. Oh, and another bridesmaid. And that makes 9 bridesmaids. Hello, and welcome to Blake and Caitlin's cocktail reception. Please, come in. But as you can see, the room has a gorgeous view. Unfortunately, we're not able to decorate this room because we just don't have the funds for it. This is the reception hall where Blake and I will be getting our boogie on. If you want to come in this way, my favorite part about this place is the drapery. This you're looking at here is the dreadful chair. As you can see, we got some gold legs. Who wants gold legs for a silver wedding? So, my plan of action is I'm going to wrap each leg with tulle. And then from there, I'm going to put a silver bow around the back with tulle. And there you have it, transformed chair. One thing that's really important to me on my wedding day is being able to represent Blake's dad. When I was 13 and I met Blake, just a year later, his dad passed away from a job-related accident. His dad was crazy about 4th of July, and that's one trait that he's definitely passed on to Blake. Blake loves fireworks, 4th of July, anything that has to do with red, white, and blue. Him and his dad would go down the street, light fireworks, whether it was the 4th of July or the middle of December. It would mean so much to me to be able to have the sky lit up for Blake, just as a reminder that he knows that his dad is with us that day, and every day for that matter. Anyway, my dream would be to have the fireworks as a representation of Brian, Blake's dad, just to show Blake how much I love him and that, you know, everything that's important to him is important to me also. A minute to introduce you to all of my wedding things. My mom and I have been collecting things since about last August that we'd like to use for our wedding. Take a minute to look at all the little details. The first thing I want to show you is my invitation. My mom handmade each and every single one of them. The first thing you'll see is our names. Blake was a little jealous that his wasn't first. And you open it up on the inside. Shows all the details of the wedding. These are the votives that I'll be using for my wedding reception. They're actually from Blake's mom and his stepdad's wedding that they had, so we're getting use out of the votive candles. The next thing I want to show you is all of the rose petals that we have. My mom's favorite place to shop is Target, so that's where we were able to get so many different color rose petals. We're going to be using those for down the aisle and around the reception area. The next thing we have is these frames. These frames will be going on the memorial table We have a lot of family and friends that are unable to be with us that evening due to their passing away, so we'd like to represent them by having a picture of them with candles around it. The next thing I'd like to show you is a little bit of bling. This is what we'll be using for pretty much everything to have the sparkle for my wedding. We're going to use this for the wedding cake, we're going to use this for decorations, maybe we'll hang it, who knows. Then, on to my least favorite part is the napkin holder. I wanted to do some type of his and her napkin ring that we had at each place. It didn't necessarily need to be for the guy or the girl, but I wanted it to be there to show, represent his and her ring. So we have the man's ring and the female's ring. On to the next and most important part, the cake. One of my bridesmaids, Melissa, has been cooking for a very long time, mostly Mexican dinners, but why can't she make a cake? So we're going to have her make at least, I think we calculated 30 different cakes. The next thing I want to show you is my bridesmaid's dress. This is not the actual dress, but it is this color and type of material. It'll be T length, so it'll be just about that length. It's a little boring, but I love the color of it, and all the girls like the eggplant, and it fits to everyone's body. These are my custom-made bling shoes. My bridesmaids will also be wearing these exact same shoes, except for they won't be purple. They'll be with white crystals or silver crystals. Here are some pictures of me trying on my wedding dress, along with my bridesmaids trying on different dresses to decide which one they wanted to wear on the day of the wedding. Here is one of the most important aspects of mine and Blake's wedding, and that's because it has to do with our theme, which is all about love letters. As our relationship progressed and Blake went into the United States military, we began to write letters back and forth when he started in basic training. And pretty much I saved every single envelope with stamp, postmark, where it came from, and I wouldn't trade any of them for the world. They're one of the most important things to me, and I can't wait to be able to show my children one day. So when we started talking about plans and everything, Blake and I initially wanted to pay for the weddings ourselves. When we moved from North Carolina back to California, we ran into some financial issues due to our move through the military. My mom and dad have been more than great. We've been more than grateful for them because they've been able to help us as far as financially here and there. So basically, this is my wedding box. I have it completely sealed it up. There is not any way that I can get in this box. And there's this little slit on it, and every day that I come home from work, I put money into it. And there's absolutely no getting into this. So this is going to our DJ, our photographer, our videographer, all the little things that we're going to need the day of the wedding right here in this box. So basically our budget for the wedding was about $20,000, give or take. It's been extremely expensive due to the venue, you know, the food. So I just want to tell you a little bit about my dream wedding. When Blake and I were both younger, we used to go to this place called the Old Marine Land. It was pretty much an empty lot that used to be like a SeaWorld. Now the property's been developed into a place called Terranea Resort, and ideally it would have been great for Blake and I to have been able to get married there. As far as our budget goes, we weren't able to accommodate it. Also for my dream wedding, I envision a ton of flowers, just fresh flowers everywhere. Every time I go to the market, I'm always getting flowers, whether it's itty-bitty bouquet or a bouquet of roses, always fresh flowers. I want candles everywhere just to show the true romance of a wedding. I also want to incorporate my theme of having the love letters. I want people to remember what it was like to write a letter and to, you know, do something that was so personal and came from the heart. I'd love to have a his and her cocktail. Mine something fun, bubbly, dry ice, and his, you know, a manly drink like whiskey or something like that. I don't know. The food. I want more options for my guests. I don't want them to have to eat the chicken because right now at this point that's all we have. I am so proud to be able to call myself Mrs. Blaney. I mean, it's such an honor for me and I'm so excited. There's no wedding like a David Tutera wedding. There's no wedding like a David Tutera wedding. Thank you so much for taking the time to get to know Blake and I and learn a little bit about our love story.